got my brain fried. I was knocking girls down like a drive-by.
Good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of A Quiet Enemy. Excited to be here. We have a special guest, Pressure P. I would like to introduce my co-host.
I am Mookie. The streets about to speak.
And to our left,
D'Angelo. I'm digital art curator. There we go.
All right. We also want to take time out to give a shout out to Solo Visuals.
Yep, Solo Visuals. I don't know the website right now, but Solo Visuals, you can look them up on Facebook and Instagram.
So we appreciate you doing all the heavy lifting with the editing and recording our very important podcast. So we are at episode 4. We're really excited to be moving along here. We have so far had some very interesting guests, have talked about some very serious issues. We hope we are making the connections that we are hoping to make. And we hope we're really living up to sort of the goals of Quiet Enemy to really spread the word about mental health. Also normalizing, in other words, making it okay for people who are dealing with mental health to talk about mental health. But for now, our focus is on our very special guest, Pressure P. How are you?
I'm all right. How about yourself?
Good. Thanks for coming on the show, agreeing to be on the show. You have a very, very interesting story that I think can inspire so many people. And when I think about your story and, when Mookie was telling me about you and what have you, I think the one word that came to mind was, here is the physical embodiment of courage. And so I would love for you to share your story and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, 35. I know I don't look it, I look pretty young. I can't say I'm specifically from the south side of Chicago, but I'm from Chicago. I'm from the south side. I'm from the west side. And I grew up in a military Christian home, so there was structure. It was certain rules that had to be abided by to stay there. You know what I'm saying? That was my fear. You know what I'm saying? To live there. Also, FTM, female to male, and transgender. So there's a lot of things that I'm up against on a day-to-day basis, but I don't like to ostracize that. I like to just be an energy, a vessel, and carry out my message. And I feel like there's a lot of misunderstanding in the urban communities when it comes to my lifestyle. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know why I became who I am. Pressure. Kills to pressure. Okay, to be exact. And the mental has a lot to do with it, because if I miss a shot, I can go crazy, you know what I'm saying? Or have
when you say a shot, what do you mean specifically?
So I inject myself every week with this testosterone, you know what I'm saying, that I'm prescribed. And that is my chemical balance to be able to be normal in everyday society. You know what I'm saying? And if I don't take this medicine, I could have a backlash, you know what I'm saying, and have an episode and go crazy, you know what I'm saying? So it's all tied into the mental aspect of it, but I'm here to answer whatever questions that you all may have, and to also let you know that we still bleed the same. Sure. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have a heaven or a hell to put anybody in, and you don't have one to put me in. So that's where I'm coming from.
Okay. Well, what I want to ask you right quick is, going through your transition, what exactly did you deal with?
So I was actually nice looking as a female, very nice looking to be exact. I was fine as hell.
Okay.
And I didn't have a lot of mileage either. You know what I mean? So I had to deal with those people that wanted to fuck when I still was a stud. It was okay.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? To society. But then it became a whole nother ordeal. We have bisexual men. But I still have certain parts. So it solidifies the insecurities within them. So it was a lot, you know what I'm saying, to go from being a stud to now I'm that nigga. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot. So at the end of the day, I still have to deal with other people's bullshit.
Yeah.
Right.
Because they don't know themselves.
Yeah. My question is it a difference or from you wanting to be bisexual or you want to be making your transition? So by you coming from female to male, is it a difference between somebody that's gay or somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and I'm gonna break that down because
Yeah.
you said a word that just made me so mad.
I'm sorry, I apologize.
It's okay.
I'm ignorant. I'm ignorant to
no,
the situation.
No, you're not ignorant.
Right.
You
he's
don't know.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm here to educate you. I don't think I had a bisexual phase. Have I tried penis? Yeah. It was actually a penis that was okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But there were certain childhood traumas that triggered me to want to be like you all.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
See, to me, the only difference between you all and myself is that you can procreate. But then you have men that have an advantage over me that don't take care of their seeds.
Mm-hmm.
So what's really defined as masculinity and being a man versus being a person?
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like I can raise kids better than anybody in this room.
Mm-hmm.
Have I pushed any in them out? No. Have I nutted in the bitch? No. But that doesn't take away from me having those responses to being a caretaker. You understand what I'm saying? So with that being said, it's a little different.
Is that your natural being though? You come because
I was molested.
okay.
I was molested growing up.
How old were you?
And it was 5. So I saw the world at 5. Being able to come all the way from Bellwood and to tell whoever was watching me at the time to get off on 87 with the lips, the red lips,
Yeah.
pink clusters, and make a right. That I was in tune. I was ready for the world at 5.
Right.
I was molested by a female too.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So I don't think traumas necessarily define a person. I think they actually become a comfort zone where certain people decide to stay or they grow from that. You understand what I'm saying? They experience most definitely, but I don't want to be a man or be a woman. I'm a spirit. And that's why I thank you all for giving me just this moment to even speak. It's not about that with me. Now, I can't speak for everybody that's a part of the LGBTQ community. I can't speak for them. I can only speak for myself. But I had my caretaker be weak in front of me in the way that women fall for men and just be so dumb and blind. I wanted that power. I wanted that. Because men are put on a plateau in such a way that the woman just goes and nobody even thinks of her. But that's the one that carried all our ass for 9 months and went through labor and pain. But the man is put on a plateau, and whether he does good or bad, he's a man. China, they're getting rid of, they're aborting babies to the point where if the first child isn't a boy, it's a girl, she's being sold off to slavery for sex, drug trafficking, we don't know. So it's bigger than that, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm an energy and I exude masculinity and femininity. So I can't be complacent in a certain category to make you feel better.
So can I ask a question about that? So
Most definitely.
It's an interesting point you make about the balance between masculinity and femininity.
The yin and the yang.
That you carry that. So then why the decision to go to transition?
Because that's what the fuck I feel comfortable when I get dressed. That's what I want to see. When I get dressed and I go to the gym, I want a 6-pack. I wanted the beard. Did I want the bullshit that came behind it? No, of course not. Because I don't feel like I have to explain myself to you, him, her, them, and no one else. I'm secure in who I am, but the fact of the matter is society won't let me be who I am and can't even get their pronouns together. That's I feel like that's something self-wise, which goes back to the mental illness. That's something you haven't settled within yourself, because I don't feel like I should bother you that much.
Right. Do you think you'll get to a point where you're not even no longer going to address your yin and your yang and just be who you is, that energy?
My ID still says female, so
Okay.
police, they gotta come correct. Lawsuit, baby. I'm not gonna play with you. I ain't doing no, sir, ma'am. How can I help you? No weed smoke, no alcohol. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? If you don't have a legitimate reason to be fucking with me, leave me the fuck alone. And I feel like I speak for anybody that's transgender. We're not here to prove a point to you. It's to prove a point to ourselves. And what we feel acceptable when we look in the mirror has nothing to do with society. And society puts themselves into that. They interject themselves into my life because they haven't healed. When you get in a relationship with someone, you meet that person at that given time because that's where you're at in life. You're right there. So it's a mirror. A lot of people don't understand that. That's a mirror when you actually meet someone, whether it's platonic or it's personal or whatever. That's where you're at in life, and you're supposed to succeed past that level. Now, if you don't, then what you gonna do? You're gonna repeat the same shit over and over and keep attracting the same type of people, same type of energy.
It's a whole cycle.
Yeah. Now that you're taking the testosterone and all that, are you fully male now? Do you still got that male?
Hell yeah, but when I don't take my shot, I be fucked up. So I might get a little emotional.
You don't have that made in China no more.
Man, it's see this shit that it really it's that Hollister. Pay $2.99. You can find out.
No, you know why? Because I got a couple of.
I'm gonna say this. Go ahead.
I have
I'm
a
gonna
couple.
fuck y'all up. Go ahead.
I have a couple of friends that I know that we joke, but they didn't make the transition. They still females.
Okay.
The made in China, they always had it in their book bag and their trunk. You know what I'm saying? They was always ready. They was always ready. They had it made in China. You know what I'm saying?
I can have anybody in this motherfucking room right now. Once I get your mental, it's it. So I don't need to travel the book bag with the dick. I don't fuck a lot. I don't even eat pussy. Shit. I took minoxidil and got the beer. I didn't get it from eating pussy. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, man, different strokes for different folks. Right. So, man, it's a lot of studs that still like dick. They just want to like a man getting the dick. It's not as deep as what people try to make it be. You know what I'm saying? You have to allow people to just be themselves. Who are you to scrutinize what the fuck I do on my own time, bro? Like, you're not on payroll. You're not.
I hate people that
on my insurance. You are really not beneficial to what the fuck I choose to do when I ain't around people, man. And I will pimp niggas if they allow. And I don't have to fuck. I would just be myself and allow them to be them, because the black men specifically, they are gay. And I think that some things have happened behind closed doors, and I think that women more so, they're gonna look out for their sons before their daughter. And I never understood that. I never understood that.
I think you spoke upon.
That's a cripple.
Yeah, but me and him was having a conversation a while back. And remember you was saying because what the black man has to go through. Can you elaborate on that?
Sure. So
that's thanks.
So when we were having that conversation, and I actually was having this conversation with my class not too long ago, but it seems to me that a lot of black women. And let me be careful because this can be
you got
touchy
tiptoe,
subject, right?
You got tiptoe.
But it seems to me that okay, let me start this way. When you think about the various demographics within America, right, in terms of women, you think about Asian American women, Spanish or Latin American women, European or white women, black women. Now think about it. You hear all those demographics, and the only one that has only one of them have a nickname, and that's the angry black woman, right?
Yep.
You don't hear any. You don't hear. You don't hear anything
Chinese
else.
woman,
You don't hear any of that.
yeah.
And you have to ask yourself the question, why? So what I've been able to sort of put together through my readings and stuff like that, it seems to me that African American women have been through so much trauma, particularly with the black family. And when I say the black family, I mean the disintegration of the black family. And to me, the real disintegration of the black family really started in the late 60s and 70s. And at the same time, ironically, that's when drugs really came into black communities.
Most definitely.
And drugs destroyed the black
Most
family.
definitely.
If you think about our experiences and our ancestors' experiences through slavery, even though slavery sort of destroyed the black family in a lot of ways, we always kind of crawled back to making improvements. That's because the black family was still sort of intact. But after the late 60s, 70s, when drugs came into the black community, it destroyed the black community. And what it did was destroy the black family. Specifically, what I mean is it took the black male role model out of the family. And what happened? Either they got strung out, either they were killed, or they what? Went to jail.
Incarcerated.
So you still have these black children, right? That have to be raised. Who has to raise them?
The mamas.
The mother. So the mother has to play the role of who?
The daddy and the mama.
Mommy and dad. They have to go out there. They have to be the breadwinners, the nurturers, and everything else. Unlike any other of those demographics that are
That's true.
named.
That's true.
And the black woman also firsthand sees what? They see their black males getting what? Killed in the street, getting strung out and going to jail, right?
Yeah.
So they get very what?
Trauma.
Protective.
Protective.
So they overprotect their males. But the other thing is, her experience is that what? She wants love, she wants connection, but she's not finding any what? Decent males.
Because
So she's teaching her daughter what?
to be independent, to be independent, you don't need no man.
You don't need no man. So I'm going to overprotect my son because the world is dangerous and you can get killed just for driving. And I'm going to teach my daughter you need to be independent because you can't trust any no good.
And it's crazy because that was the same abuse that I grew up with. I came from money. I didn't have to. I'm gonna be honest with you all. I wasn't the kid that was sent to the store with the food stamp book. Okay, Miss Rodas, to be exact. Even though she knew everybody, you can come down there. I didn't grow with that. You understand what I'm saying? And my sperm donor is actually famous, a retired heavyweight boxer. We won't speak on him because he won't get no acknowledgement from this platform. But with that being said, you absolutely correct. So that's a cycle. So then when you see a courageous little girl that grew up seeing certain abuses take place in front of me, and then I decide to grow up to be the protector, that's the same abuse, the same mentality, same cycle that you just explained. At the same time, we were supposed to be protecting our queens, our princesses, bro.
Yeah.
And they've had so much put on them that they don't know how to respect or know when they're in the presence of a king. They don't know how to identify with that because they've been raised and bred to. He just explained the cycle in such a concise way. That's how it is.
Yeah.
That's how it's bred. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you. You said you grew up in a kind of strict household as a child.
Religion and military enforcement.
Oh, that's pretty. Those are two very strict lines.
The first general of the century is this. You know, that's
Wow.
It's one of those.
So could you explain
Yeah.
a little bit about once you decided to sort of make your transition or sort of fall into your identity? What type of support or lack of support?
None.
did you see
I'd
from
have
your family?
none.
So were you
Because my
ostracized or-
family was still trying to cover up what was going on in the house. So when you got a child, I was the child, you was my parent, okay, and whoever is here, my mom. I was only allowed to go to sing for church, and I had to raise my brother because both of my parents were either in school or had 2 full-time jobs. So they still in the midst of covering up what's really going on in the house. Meanwhile, I was real who I was at school, my friends, my choir mates, and they knew the lifestyle I lived. You understand what I'm saying? But I had to go before the church, and I got kicked out because I was who I was. I still was that vessel, but the way I carried it out, it was unacceptable to the black church community. So with that being said, with my family trying to cover up their secrets and things that's going on within them, I was the cop-out.
Right.
Yeah.
I was the kid that was mentally disturbed, that went to River's Edge on First in Roosevelt. You understand what I'm saying? I was chemically imbalanced, to be exact. And I was on the floor where the girl from the movie Girl Interrupted actually sliced herself from here to there, like people that's real mints that need to be watched. You understand what I'm saying?
And you just trying to be who you...
Man, and for it to come out years later... For it to come out years later... And it's a whole different... So, with them... Rondala, which is my birth name... Rondala was trying to tell us something, but because the package didn't look how we needed it to look, and we are a black church, and we doing this, that, and the third, and we got our own shit going on, and we stealing this from the community because we got shit to cover... You understand what I'm saying? Like the shit falls downhill. It falls downhill. And my mother really don't know to this day I am the man that I am now because you was so weak. You was weak. And I seen the power that a man had, and I wanted that shit.
Did you still want most children, despite their parents' flaws, they still want their love and their validation? Did you
I grew past that, man. I see a therapist. I've actually graduated past that, man. I feel sorry for her now at this point.
That's crazy because my mother did the same thing to me, man.
And you'd be surprised how many mothers then broke their own son's hearts.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say that.
I could definitely say the same.
Yeah, drink water on that, huh? I'm drink one with you.
It's hard, man.
Definitely say the
It's
same,
hard.
man.
It's hard, man. It's torture. It's torture to what love is.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're seeking, you're seeking for love, man. And the one person that supposedly to show you that is giving it to a negative soul. You know what I'm saying? So
every time, Dick and Harry.
Yeah. Go ahead.
One thing I can say is about that is on my own personal
See?
past.
And y'all don't have a voice. And I'm done. I'm done. I'm talking. Y'all don't have that voice. And see, that's why I'm here. That's why I was created. Because men go through so much. And a woman, they really been trained to deal with all this pain and hurt, not be gay, still wait on the man. At the end of the day, when you die, ain't no bunk beds in them caskets, bro. You have to be accountable for every fucking thing you do, G. It don't matter if you believe in God or not. This just, I would hope it's plain scientific, but I'm done. I'm done. I'm just chilling. And I want you to talk, bro, because this is shit that don't get out, bro. And this shit we have to mask and deal with. On top of being a father, on top of being a provider, on top of being the best son there is, all type of shit. You carrying other people's crosses and they ain't got shit to do with you, bro.
Yep.
That's not gonna get you to heaven, carrying my baggage, bro. Your mom or your daddy baggage. That ain't got nothing to do with you, bro. What about you? I like flowers. I'm a nigga that like flowers. I'm done. I'm done. Send me some flowers. You wanna burn me? You wanna make my day right? Send me some motherfucking flowers. I like smelling motherfuckers. Gonna take care of ice cubes.
Hey, Pete, though, on another thing I want to ask you, bro. Like, I know you now being a 35-year-old man,
Man, it's fucked up.
do you still deal with bullying?
Every motherfucking day. I swear to God, every day. With my Jeep, bro. I got a 97 fucking Jeep. I done drove foreigns. Mookie ain't know me that long. Mookie know me. I done had foreigns, y'all. I almost died in the foreign on some Kanye. He had to get his teeth put back in. My legs, I'm metal from the waist down. I am titanic from the waist down. And I almost died in the fucking foreign. I got a 97 Jeep Wrangler, y'all, that I got for the PP loan. I paid $6,000 for this fucking car, man. And when I tell you I ain't never had so many problems with people on the... It's like when the PP shit came on, everybody was a mechanic, everybody was a chef, everybody was whatever the fuck they was. Bro. With that hate. And that's why I say it goes back to a man's masculinity, his sexuality, bro. It shouldn't be shit that I do that trigger you, bro.
Yeah.
To make you act out of character.
Yeah.
If you haven't adjust something, a trauma or something that has bothered you.
But now you're a threat though too.
Exactly. And I'm either the gay nigga or the nigga that wants somebody bitch in the room.
Or they bitch
it's
want you.
It's one or two.
Or they bitch want you.
Oh, stop.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No game bang. I'm sorry. Don't stay in class on this shit. My bad. Exactly. So I'm always being targeted, bro. And it's to the point where I am a gun card holder. I can have guns, and I'm gonna pop your ass, dude.
No,
I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna pop you.
Well, I hope you don't have to have.
I ain't gonna kill him, but I'll pop you, bro. I ain't gonna.
Because he ain't gonna be. He
And I'm gonna call him like, look, this nigga was trying to take me out my Jeep, bro. I was at light. I was on 83rd and Loomis. This nigga tried me. Y'all come get his ass, G. I ain't kill him. Come get him.
Let me ask a question. It seems like when I'm hearing your story and all the struggles and the reasons why you made your transition or what have you, what I'm not hearing as much as the emotional turmoil it caused you.
Man, because I don't want to talk about that shit. I didn't bring y'all here for this.
No, that's what we brought you here. Because there's going to be people listening who maybe...
It was fucked up and I cried a lot, G. Like, that's crazy.
But you seem to have found the strength and more than anything, a voice.
Yeah, the confidence as well.
And I think that's what a lot of people who are transgender or thinking about that transition may lack. And you seem to have a very clear one. How did you get to that space?
At the end of the day, which is something that I've noticed that people don't like to do, accountability.
Okay. What do you mean
when
by
my
that?
feet, when I get up out of my bed every day, right, and my feet hit the ground, whatever I went to sleep with on my mind or didn't settle the day before, that is not your responsibility. That's my responsibility. You're only accountable for yourself. And I think that's where a lot of us go wrong or have went wrong, because we expect people to respond a certain way. You still have to give people a chance to be human. The only thing you in charge of is, do I want this motherfucker around me or not? Do I want to be bothered?
Right.
You cannot be woke and be around me. But I can delegate and know how much I'm gonna pour into you, how much of my energy you're gonna get. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna pour into an empty vessel. I'm sorry, I'm not. If you can't pour into my cup when it's half empty or half full, and you need the same rejuvenation or whatever, I'm not pouring into no more empty cups. So every day when anybody wakes up, whether you are gay, straight, gender fluid, transgender, thinking about the next gender, it does not matter. You are responsible for your own emotions. And with that being said, childhood trauma and the things that did take place, that's on me to get help for. Because what I've noticed, and this is what Strange told me, I thought about being suicidal and, some more shit and this, that, and the third. And I'm not ashamed of it. He said, bro, you killing yourself or dying to be a sacrifice for your parents or for your mom to see, that's not gonna be it. You have to go and actually live and be happy. Something that they didn't have a chance or went forth to pursue. You understand what I'm saying? To that multitude, to, you know, my happiness means everything to me, so this is what I'm going after. You have to live and surpass all of that. You know what I'm saying? You dying, that's not gonna teach us shit. And I don't want to die, not in vain. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all know more about me than the woman that pushed me out, and that's okay. I'm fine with that now. I've learned to be fine with that, because at the end of the day, I am who I am. I am the gift, my gift, and my part that I play here on this earth in my role, and it's not about them. So anybody that's dealing with any type of, you know, identity crisis and don't know who they are, first off, there are no bunk beds and caskets. There's nobody that has a heaven or hell to cast you in. And to be honest with you, I feel like the ultimate journey as far as life goes is finding out who you are and what sets you free.
That's good
Let me. What I'm curious about, you said you're seeing or you saw a therapist.
I see a therapist twice a month.
So, what made you make that decision? And were you anti-therapist before or something like that? What made you say, you know what, let me do this? And how has that experience been for you?
I want to give y'all everything, but we want to keep the people coming back to watch. We want to give it to them all at once. Man, I'm a motherfucking rock star, bro. I done dance with the devil, you know, and use your mind to whatever you come up with.
You look like a rock star too.
Well, yeah, I promise you, whatever you come up with, run with that shit. I'm not gonna play with nothing. Whatever you come up with, yeah, whatever. It's a choice. It's a choice. Am I still learning? But which goes back to the story I just told you. If I killed myself, right, and I've been there. Like, I'm like, well, how is I a big ass family? How is it that my friends' parents know who I am, and you know, can trust me to come over and activities, Christmas, Thanksgiving. I really do spend my life alone. Like, I am not invited to family get-togethers and shit like that. I'm not, bro. Like, for real, that fucks with me, bro. You know what I'm saying? When my accident happened and my birth mother came in when another woman bathed in me, she's asking, well, who was this? I'm like, hold on, pause. Don't come here asking no questions. Because it took you 2 weeks to find me. You birthed me. Meanwhile, my stepfather's side of the family, they was there. You understand what I'm saying? Like, 2 days later, they were there. So don't come here asking no questions. Because my ex-wife asked for a divorce on my deathbed. I picked this some shit, like some real Tyler Perry, Medea family type shit. And nah, you can't come here and ask these type of questions. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't even fucking been around.
Well, Pete, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Before we close up, first of all, it's the honor to hear your story. Only the strong survive. You know, I know your future is promising, and my whole thing is you can't, you know, fuck anybody who's trying to monitor you. You know what I'm saying? But before we close out, we're going to hear the doctor, you know, give his what is it called now? Synopsis. I keep on saying summary. We finna get into Dre's corner, y'all. Hear the doctor.
For sure, tenfold.
Pressure Pete, thank you for being on the show, and I think you brought out some really important topics in terms of identity, and what I mean by that is having the courage to be yourself. And no matter what gender you are, what have you, most people have a problem and a fear of being themselves, whether because of social norms or restrictions or whatever the case may be. They fear the loneliness and the ostracization of just being who they are. And so you're an example of a person who's not afraid to live life being who they are. So that takes a lot of courage, and I think that's very respectable. I also think the thing that you brought up that's really important is in the decision that you make to be who you are and having the courage to do that, you do have to be accountable for that as well. Right? You cannot blame the world for your lack of happiness, your lack of meaning, your lack of purpose. That is squarely upon your shoulders to figure out. You have to establish your own rhythm in life. You do. And I think the thing that really stuck out to me that you said that really, as an existentialist, really resonates with me. You have a lot of reason to be angry with people, to not trust people, to tell people to fuck off. You have a lot of reason, and like you said, there's not a day you don't deal with bullying. When we asked you that question, yet you still said something that really touched me. You said you still have to give people a chance to be human. To me, that's a very profound way of looking at life, because ultimately we are all inherently interpersonal beings. And one thing that I always tell my students about what it means to be human is a guy named Dr. Harry Stack Sullivan said in his one genus postulate, he said, we are all much more human than simply otherwise. And I think that's something that sort of you're a living testament to that, right? You have to always give people a chance to be human. And that's my summary. Or synopsis.
We want to thank y'all for tuning in today for Quiet Enemy. Once again, I'd like to thank Pressure Pete, my co-host, Dr. Dre, A.K.E. Frank Lavish, D'Angelo. And before I go, Pete, get the strap. We out.
I'm thinking about the day that my brother died, and all them tears that my mama cried, and all them drugs had my brain fried. I was knocking girls down.